Hi everybody, welcome back to the Mindworks channel. You're with me Arun Sharma, and today I'm taking you through the 22nd question in the must know questions in quants. And this is again an interesting question that I've picked up for you. It's from the topic of number systems, and number systems specifically, this is related to number of factors, as you can see in the description. It's related to number of factors and also the ability to find factor pairs of numbers and visualize between them. So this question will be using all of that in the discussion of this question. But before I go ahead, let me just remind you, do download the Arun Sharma Academy app. If you're downloading it from Play Store, you'll get it as Arun Sharma Academy. If you're downloading it from iOS, you'll have to download the My Institute app. You'll have to download the My Institute app, and under the My Institute app, you will have to use the organization code DGTCB. That's if you're using an Apple device. This is the organization code. If you use that, you will get access to the app. And we have already released this course. This is not this was start date on 24th October. That means it's already passed. This course is the live Quants booster course. It's already released now, and it's being offered to you for only ₹1 on the app. And this I have discussed the CAT 2020 quant section of all the three slots, and I think around 60 plus questions of the three slots are discussed there. So you can definitely download the app, and we are coming up with fresh content on the app. We are coming up with a full CAT course. Also very soon coming up with, a lot of people have been asking me for a CET Maharashtra course, so that will come out from my side on the app, and also something for CSAT UPSC. So we're going to do all that coming very soon for you on the app. So do download the app and be connected with us. And of course, for the growth of the YouTube channel, just make sure that you are spreading the word and commenting on this thing. Of course, if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. So this is the question. Without another further ado, I'll get into the question straight. The question says, n is a number such that 2n has 28 factors and 3n has 30 factors. And the question says, how many factors does 6n have? Yeah, good evening, Dr. Sniper, and good evening everybody else who's watching the telecast, the broadcast. So n is a number such that 2n has 28 factors and 3n has 30 factors. How many factors does 6n have? So this is a question. On the surface, it seems कि कुछ मिल नहीं रहा है इसमें. This is from my, I think already 3 from my accounts book, the number system chapter. तो कैसे करना है इस question में, सोचना कैसे है? So what you need to understand is that since this is talking about number of factors, तो number of factors हमेशा दो चीज़ पे डिपेंड रहता है. नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स बेसिक एक्चुअली एक ही चीज़ पे डिपेंड रहता है. प्राइम फैक्टर्स क्या है इस नंबर के, व्हाट आर द प्राइम फैक्टर्स ऑफ नंबर, और प्राइम फैक्टर्स के पावर्स पे डिपेंड करता है, राइट? सो अगर तुम्हारे पास वी नो दिस लॉजिक दैट इफ यू गॉट अ नंबर विच इज ऑफ द फॉर्म p1 raised to q and p2 raised to r and p3 raised to s, where p1, p2, p3 are prime numbers. In that case, the number of factors of the number p1, p2, this number, the number of factors will be q plus 1 into r plus 1 into s plus 1. So this is what it is all about. So when we think about a number like this, n is a number such that 2n has 28 factors. So let's try to evaluate what 2n would look like. So n would be a number which would be looking like something like 2 raised to a, 3 raised to b, 5 raised to c. We are not able to, at this point at least, we are not able to understand whether n has a, b, c, d, 2, 3, 5, 7, which one of them it has, which one of them does not have. But the first clue that comes, I mean this trigger that 2n has 28 factors. So if I assume the number n to be 2 raised to p into 3 raised to q, let's say into some third prime number into r, let's say if this is n, so 2n will become 2 raised to p plus 1 and 3 raised to q, and this third prime number into r raised to r, and maybe a fourth prime number into s, etc. So 2n would have these values, because the only increment between n and 2n is the power of 2, which will increase by 1. So the number of factors for a number like this would be p plus 2, q plus 1, r plus 1, and if there's an s, then there will be an s plus 1. But what is important is that this has to be 28. So 28 by itself is a number that really cannot be split into too many prime factors. So if I think about 28 as a number, the 28 basically, if I want to split 28 into two parts, let's say I'm saying that this only got two prime numbers underlying it. So if I think about 28 as two parts, the only factor pairs of 28 is 128, 214, 47. That's it. There are only three factor pairs. If I try to split it into three parts, 28, so it can be 2 into 2 into 7. It can also be 1 into 2 into 14. But 1 would mean, if we are talking about a prime number, p1 raised to a, p2 raised to b, p3 raised to c. So if I am talking about the number of factors of this being 28, and let's say p1 is 2, is the prime number 2. So if I am talking about 28 as factors for this, then this does not really include a third prime factor, because if one of the numbers is 1 in that, so then that means this would be 0. What the third prime number would be 0. 0 plus 1, 1 plus 1, and 13 plus 1. So this as the number of factors would involve a number which is p1 raised to 0, p2 raised to 1, 2 will be p plus 1. So, and we know that when we do the number of factors from p plus 1, this will become p plus 2. So इस case में p 0 हो जाएगा, right? If I'm using 2 and 2 here, if the 2 here corresponds to the prime factor 2, then the value of p would become 0. That means there's no p in the first number, which is slightly improbable to think of in this case. So we start thinking first about two numbers. Okay, let's focus. We start thinking about, and of course if you think further, you'll be able to eliminate that factor also, because जब आगे question बोल रहा है कि 3n has 30 factors, if 3n has 30 factors, so if you go for 2n, having the number of factors as 2 into 2 into 7, because it is built on 3 prime numbers, and that is because and if you correspond this to 2, you correspond this to the prime factor 3, you correspond this, let's say, to the prime factor 5. So n would have 2 raised to 0, and 2n will become 2 raised to 1. This will become 3 raised to 1. This is 3 raised to 1, and this is 5 raised to 6. If you are using n as n's base as 3 prime factors, तब ये इसका 2n का वैल्यू ये हो जाएगा. n का वैल्यू अगर 2 raised to 0, 3 raised to 1, 5 raised to 6 है, तो 2n का वैल्यू 2 raised to 1, 3 raised to 1, 5 raised to 6 हो जाएगा. मैं बताने का क्या कोशिश कर रहा हूँ तुमको अभी, आई एम ट्राइंग टू शो यू दैट यहाँ पे 3 प्राइम फैक्टर्स का केस नहीं बनने वाला है. तो ये 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 3 raised to 1, 5 raised to 6 अगर करते हैं हम लोग n को, तो 2n ये हो जाएगा. तब ऐसा हो सकता है कि ये बने. लेकिन अगर दूसरा एंगल देखोगे कि n अगर वो है, तो 3n क्या होगा? 3n 2 raised to 0, 3 raised to 2 एंड 5 raised to 6 हो जाएगा. और 3n में बोला है कि 30 फैक्टर्स हैं, और इसके नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स 3 into 7 21 हो जाएंगे, विच इज़ नॉट गोइंग टू बी 30. सो इसको अगर मैच करके देखोगे तो यूल रियलाइज दैट there is actually no connection or no outcome for 3 prime factors here. So we start thinking about a simple number which has 2 prime factors, 2 raised to p and 3 raised to q. This is, if I call this n, then 2n will become 2 raised to p plus 1 into 3 raised to q, और 2n के number of factors p plus 2 into q plus 1 होंगे, and they can fit any of these three patterns, right? Any of these three patterns can fit on, because इसका प्रोडक्ट 28 है. और अगर वहाँ पे मैं 3n को ट्राई करूँ, अगर n 2 raised to p into 3 raised to q है, तो 3n 2 raised to p into 3 raised to q plus 1 होगा, राइट? और अगर 3n 2 raised to p into 3 raised to q plus 1 होगा, तो नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स ऑफ 3n will be p plus 1 into q plus 2, और इसके वैल्यू 30 है. द नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स इज 30. सो 30 को अगर मैं दो पार्ट में डिवाइड करूँ, जैसे 28 को दो पार्ट में डिवाइड किया मैंने, इफ़ आई डिवाइड 30 into 2 parts into 2 फैक्टर पेयर्स, तो 30 के फैक्टर पेयर्स 1 into 30, 2 into 15, 3 into 10 एंड 5 into 6. सो ये तुम्हारे दोनों फैक्टर पेयर्स के लिस्ट बन जाते हैं. और उसके बाद वंस यू स्टार्ट थिंकिंग अबाउट द टू कंकरेंटली हैपनिंग, कि n को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया, n को 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो 2n बन गया, तो इतने फैक्टर्स हो रहे हैं p plus 2 into q plus 1, और n को 3 से मल्टीप्लाई किया तो इतने फैक्टर्स हो रहे हैं p plus 1 into q plus 2, और इन दोनों लिस्ट को मैच करो, तो यू विल बी एबल टू सी अ कोरिलेशन बिटवीन दिस केस एंड दिस केस. इसके बीच में होना क्या चाहिए? p में p plus 2 से p plus 1 हो रहा है, दैट मीन्स वन वैल्यू शुड ड्रॉप बाय 1 एंड q plus 1 इज बिकमिंग q plus 2. वन वैल्यू शुड ड्रॉप इंक्रीज बाय 1, एंड ये होने के बाद 28 का प्रोडक्ट 30 होना चाहिए व्हेन वी डू दैट. सो दैट गिव्स मी अ वैल्यू कि 4 into 7 p plus 2 4 into q plus 1 7 will become not 4 into 7 into 4, p plus 2 7, q plus 1 4, और p plus 2 drops by 1 to become p plus 1 6, and q plus 2 increased by 1 to become 5. So you have a perfect fit for the given conditions. p plus 2 becomes p plus 1, 7 से 6 पे drop कर रहा है p का वैल्यू, और q plus 1 becomes q plus 2, so q plus 1 का वैल्यू 4 से q plus 2 का वैल्यू 5 पे जा रहा है, and your number of factors is going from 28 to 30. So everything is happening in this, which then you realize you then realize कि p plus 2 अगर 7 है तो p का वैल्यू 5 होगा, दिस वैल्यू विल बी 5, एंड q plus 1 अगर 4 है तो q का वैल्यू 3 होगा. सो योर नंबर इज 2 raised to 5 into 3 raised to 3. Your number is 2 raised to 5 into 3 raised to 3. And you can confirm on this number that if you multiply by 2, it will become 2 raised to 6 into 3 raised to 4, and that will give me 2 raised to 6 into 3 raised to 3, and that will give me 7 into 4, 28 factors. And if I multiply this by 3, I'll get 2 raised to 5 into 3 raised to 4, which will give me 6 into 5, 30 factors. तो ये confirm हो जाता है कि ये number है, and if this is the number, then if I go for the question is asking how many factors does 6n have. 6n का मतलब तुम इसको 2 से मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हो और 3 से मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हो, तो 6n का जो वैल्यू होगा वो 2 raised to 6 into 3 raised to 4 होगा, तो इसके नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स 7 into 5 आ जाएंगे. सो 35 फैक्टर्स विल कम अप, राइट? सो Dipanshu is asking for booster course on DLR. Quants booster course was amazing. I'm not a full course, but I'm planning to do one long session on YouTube with you guys one of these days, where I'm going to discuss the CAT 2020 paper, one slot of the CAT 2020 paper. Please put in the comments which slot you want me to discuss. I'll choose one slot based on the comments on this video, and I'll discuss the entire paper कि कैसे सॉल्व करना चाहिए, कैसे सोचना चाहिए उसके अंदर. So I'll do that for you guys, and I'll do that in YouTube. I'll not push you to the app or take you to the app to do that. Maybe app पे I'll do a second slot later, but एक slot में YouTube पे करने वाला हूँ. So just tell me which slot you want the full discussion of, and I'll do the DILR booster course there. And thanks for that feedback, Dipanshu, that the booster course was amazing. Those of you who have not seen the booster course, please go to the Arun Sharma Academy app and do download the app, and you can purchase the course for 1 rupee and you'll get those slot 1, 2, 3 ka solutions. Most of them, 5-7 question last में नहीं कर पाया था मैं because we ran out of time. But I think 60 plus questions to discuss out of the 78 questions of CAT 2020. Chalo. So I'll wind up then. Thank you so much. I have now made this feature regular. So do spread the word around. And I have delinked it from the studio. Today my studio guy and the recording facility was available. So I recorded it on this format. But I'll be coming live every day to explain one question till we finish the 50 questions. Maybe I'll accelerate a little bit. किसी 2-3 दिन 4-5 question कर दूंगा ताकि we reach 50 before CAT this year. Right? Chalo. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next session. I'm doing an immediate session immediately after this. That's the IIM Calcutta selection criteria. I think that was missing in the selection criteria of B School's videos. So I'll be doing that for you, and do look forward to having you with me on that. Chalo. Bye-bye.